Apostolate Jesus 30. A sinful woman pours oil on Jesus in Bethany, John. Here is the woman who anointed Jesus's feet. Was it right for her to do that? This anointing in Bethany is related in chapter 12 of St. John and also Indiana the other Gospels, Mark 14, Matt 26, Luke 7. The details of this same scene are different, and so are complementary to each other. In Luke chapter 7, Jesus was having dinner at the house of a Pharisee. Here is a woman, an adulteress, a woman of ill repute coming with a jar of perfume. She breaks the pot at the feet of Jesus. Inside was an expensive perfume, probably made of holy oil, as it was at this time, and not of alcohol. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. Now when the Pharisee who had invited him saw this, he said to himself, if this man were a prophet, he would have known who and what sort of woman this is who is touching him, for she is a sinner. She anointed his feet and wiped them with her hair. Seeing their thoughts, Jesus said to them, Do you see this woman? I entered your house, you gave me no water for my feet, but she has wet my feet with her tears and wiped them with her hair. Therefore I tell you, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved much. But he who is forgiven little, loves little. In Mark 14, Jesus continues, She has done what she could, she has anointed my body beforehand for burial. And truly, I say to you, wherever the gospel is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will be told in memory of her. Now in John 12, there was also Judas Iscariot, present at the scene. Judas started to grumble, saying, Why was this ointment not sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor? Jesus answered him, Leave her alone, so that she may keep it for my burial. For the poor you always have with you, but you do not always have me. This woman might be Mary Magdalene. She has never been able to embalm the body of Jesus at her tomb. Yet she would have liked to do it. The question that arises is, should we have sold this perfume and given the money to the poor? This is the current opinion of a large part of the Western Church. Some people from the Church say that caring for the poor should be a priority. According to them, spending time in prayer is a waste. They justify themselves by partially quoting the Vatican Council II, i.e. the poor should be given priority. Saint Vincent de Paul answered this question, on behalf of Jesus. The more time you devote to Christ, for Him alone, the easier it will be for you to see Christ in the poor, to hear His demand, and to take care of him with kindness. Separating the love for one's neighbor from the love for God is an actual temptation in the Western Church, at least in this generation. This temptation comes from the devil, the one who divides, the divisor, namely the devil. In fact, these two commandments, to love God and to love others, are perfectly united. The more time we spend with God, the best we will love our neighbor. It is not by chance that Satan chooses this moment to take possession of Judas. Judas at this very moment, starts to despise his Messiah, for he does not believe what Jesus says anymore. In the same way, in the Catholic Church and in the Protestant Church, there is a part of the clergy, who dedicated themselves to the poor, forgetting Christ. This category tends to wish the end of the contemplative church. They fight against it very hard. Starting after the Second Vatican Council, a real persecution occurred, against seminarians, caught in praying the rosary by their superiors. Some bishops fought to the prayer of the rosary at that time. Some seminarians were fired from seminary for this reason. It will be necessary someday to give testimony for these non-bloody martyrs.